You're watching News Center. Tensions in West Asia remain high as cross-border fighting escalates after Israeli strikes on southern Lebanon. At least 9 members of the Iran-aligned group Hezbollah were killed in separate attacks. The attacks follow the killing of top Hamas leader in a drone strike in the Lebanese capital of Beirut. The bomb blast in Iran that is believed to have killed over 100 has only added to the unrest in the region. The US State Department has said that it is deeply concerned over the risks of the war spreading to other regions. The country's Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, is expected to visit Israel following the attacks in a bid to ease tensions in the region. A United States-led coalition of 12 nations have reiterated calls for Houthi rebels to stop attacks on shipping vehicles in the Red Sea. To take this forward, we're now joined by Waiel Awwad, senior journalist and distinguished advisor of West Asia at Tilotma Foundation, and KC Singh, former ambassador to Iran. Ambassador KC Singh, how do you think this will trigger Iran? Of course, the assassination of Qasem Soleimani, a decorated military veteran in Iran, had created ripples there, had angered the leadership. Now, bomb blasts close to his burial site have led to almost 80 to 100 deaths. How do you think this could trigger Iran in the days to come?
Look, there is a difference. In case of Soleimani, the Americans had taken the credit. They said they hit him. In this case, there's no one who's taken the credit. Israelis, in any case, even for the killing in Beirut, they've not taken the credit because they realize they'll have implications. This, generally, the commentators are saying is not the methodology the Israelis adopt. They would not be targeting civilians like this. There'll be a more focused targeting of a specific target. This seems like one of the Sunni Islamist groups, one of those breakaway things from the ISIS, which would like to create a greater difficulty between the Americans and the Iranians, because they benefit. Because with the Iranian rise and the Shia control over Iraq as well as Syria, it's the Sunnis that are on the back foot. So this looks like one of those groups trying to create a bigger problem. But at the moment, no senior leader in Iran has pointed the finger at anyone. They may have leaked information, but the supreme leader has also not mentioned Israel or mentioned the Americans. I think the Iranians are also assessing it. In fact, there is one report where the supreme leader apparently has told IRGC to not target the Americans in Syria as well as northern Iraq, because they realize that there are forces which would like to provoke a confrontation between Iran and the US. Iranians would like to handle the whole thing through their surrogates. That is what they're doing through Houthis and Hezbollah. And that's where it rests. But at the moment, I don't think the Iranians will like to be baited.
Right. Waiel Awwad, Iran has vowed to hit back. We have seen the killing of a senior Hamas leader as well on Tuesday. The tensions have been on rise over the last 3 months. How do you think this could complicate tensions in the Middle East now?
Well, I think it's going to flare up because basically it's not the war on Gaza or the Palestinian that Israel is launching against them is the main objective for the United States and for Israel. But the regional war with Hezbollah and the resistance forces of Lebanon are involved along with the Iranians. So therefore, everybody knows all these nuclear warships sent by the United States, by UK, by Germany and France into the Mediterranean Sea and the Red Sea is nothing to do with Gaza, because Gaza is a besieged open prison which they have been carrying on the war on the Palestinian for years. So this is the issue now, because while we are talking, there was another assassination of 2 major popular movement leaders who are considered to be a pro-Iranian forces in Iraq by the American forces, and there is inside Baghdad, and along with them there was also bombing not only in Iran. So therefore, to give a clean chit to the United States, they are not involved or not aware of these things. I think that will be too early, premature to understand what's going on. I fully agree with Ambassador KC Singh on the general talk on these issues of the involvement, but everybody in the Middle East and West Asia, Luthra, understand that the United States is fully involved in the war in Gaza, in Palestine, and in the region, and therefore dragging into a major conflict is not maybe not in the American interest, but that is what the coalition of fascist ultra right-wing parties in Israel wanted Netanyahu to go for a regional war, because that's the only way to bail them out of the failing attack on Gaza and even the war between Russia and Ukraine.
Right. Ambassador K.C. Singh, you have spoken about the possible motivations for this bomb blast in Iran. But if I were to shift focus to what's happening in the Red Sea at this juncture, how do you think the U.S. response and the response of U.S. allies has been so far? Have they been able to contain tensions in the Red Sea region?
No, I think what the Americans are doing is, firstly, their coalition didn't work out fully. Many countries refused to join. Saudis, Emiratis, in any case, don't want to be a part of it. Americans are also concerned that the ceasefire between Saudi Arabia and the Houthis, which has been holding for the last many months, that may break down. So Saudis are also exerting pressure. So what the Americans are doing is basically deterrence. They are stopping those drones or missiles coming at the ships, but they haven't directly attacked the Houthis in any major way. And certainly, I don't think there's any plan to land their troops in North Yemen and fight the Houthis. No one wants to do that. So the Americans are just trying to ensure that they can create a degree of safety within the Red Sea, so that there is resumption of the trade, maritime trade through the region. But they found that Maersk started again, and then when their tanker was hit, they were again stopped. So companies are not going to be taking a risk, nor people who are shipping their products, because they don't want to be in the middle of all this. Even if one ship is hit, it affects the confidence level of the shipping line, as well as the people who are sending their products. They don't want their products stuck or damaged or disruption in terms of supply lines. So they would rather take the Cape of Good Hope and go around it and spend another 10 days and maybe charge an extra amount. In any case, the insurance rates would have gone up. Once until it fully settles down, insurance companies cannot be taking a risk. So as a result, simply because the Americans say we have now stopped it, they are going to be able to do it, because one odd drone or one odd missile will get through. How many of those will you stop? And that is a problem that the Indians also have. We have sent some ships out, but we probably do not have the capability to take out a drone headed away or take out a missile coming in a certain direction. So that is a problem with us. So we can show strength. We can sail out there. The Chinese are there. The Chinese have a base in Djibouti, but even they have not joined the hunt against the Houthis, if you notice, though the trade will affect them also, because this is a major route for their products going to Europe. So it's kind of halfway at the moment.
Okay.
And until the Israelis stop fighting in Gaza, that's what the Houthis have said, which Americans are not able to make them fight, though they've withdrawn some troops now. But if they start off with the Hezbollah in the north, there is no particular advantage. You stop in one place, you can start in another place.
Right. Waiel Awwad, final question to you. Rising challenges for India in the Middle East. Any kind of immediate challenge do you see as a result of these bomb blasts that have taken place in Iran?
I don't think there is any immediate danger to India, except that there is a danger for the oil security and food security, and including diaspora living in the GCC, Luthra. This is we have to take in consideration, because any rising pressures in the state of Hormuz, that means that we are going to face a problem from the situation going on in that region. So therefore, there is no immediate threat to neither Indian ship nor an Indian personnel in this part of the world, because India has kept a safe distance from all the conflicting parties. But I will believe that if the United States is continuing to control the passage of the global trade from Bab el-Mandeb or Red Seas into the Suez Canal, and that's a clear indication that the main objective of them is just to control and raise the bill of the insurances, where the American companies will be, their account will be flooding with monies, but countries will suffer the trade, because nobody in the region is willing to go for an open war, neither Saudi Arabia nor Emirates nor anybody else. The Yemenis have been under 9 years of war led by the United States and Saudi Arabia, and they have not achieved any objective, because basically the main aim for the United States is to open a bridge between Djibouti and Aden, so they can control, as I said, the global trade and oil passing from this area. But for India, it has to see and watch and cautiously to monitor that situation, how it develops. If not the United States willing to go for an all open war in the region, then the Persian Gulf will be another hot spot, and there will be immediate impact, not only on India, but on the global trade as well.
All right, we've run out of time, but Ambassador K.C. Singh and Waiel Awwad, thank you very much for joining us on the program, giving us your view on tensions in the Red Sea and the implications of this massive bomb blast that has claimed close to 100 lives in Iran.